Oh, hi. How are you? Good to see you again. Let's talk a few minutes because something came up. It spurred a thought in my little pea brain. Zombie apocalypse weapons, which, is kind of a silly thing, but you got a weapon, you're going to kill a bunch of zombies, or you like Michonne, and she has her zombie katana, and I've actually seen one part of it, of the Walking Dead, where she was using it to hack at vines that was covering up a vehicle that they wanted. The biggest thing you want to deal with the zombie apocalypse weapon is the weather. It's not how well you can sharpen it, because a dull blade will hurt. You don't need to keep them razor hair popping sharp. This is a good example of the weather. This thing here is a timber rattler, which I have had out in the weather. I don't put much stock into it. I dropped it and it dulled the point. Rust-wise, it's not doing all that bad. Eventually, out here in the weather, this handle is going to break off. You can tell here where some of it has a lacquer and the part that's been in the sun does not. But the biggest thing is carrying it, the sheath. The sheath being out in the weather, which you're in a zombie apocalypse, how are you going to oil your stuff? I guess you could kill little animals and get their oil, but, sheath-wise, it's falling apart. It's rotting. It's rusting. It's falling apart. Now here is a katana that I used to beat the crap out of. I don't even know if I can. Yeah. And I left it out in the weather. It has dings and divots and everything else. And I used this one to dispute those people in foreign countries where they cut a nail, but they never show the blade. They never show it. But I cut a nail, and it cut the nail, but it also left a shitload of divots. And the handle's loose, the suba's loose, the handle is not all the way where it should be. I have duct tape on it. But look here, look what happened to this race skin, or lack thereof, or real race skin. It rotted. It rotted, and what's going to happen there is once it rots, then the weather, the Ito is held up very well. But once this rots, the weather is going to get to the wood. The wood is going to destroy the weather's going to destroy the wood. It's going to rot. You're not going to have a fucking handle, and you're going to have more duct tape than you wanted. And what I did, the reason I put duct tape on here in the first place is because my end cap here had rusted off. Now the Saya has done rather well. I lost that little dealy bob, and you katana purists know what it is. That where the Sageo ties in, and I lost that a long time ago. That just fell off. Let that be a lesson to you. And what spurred this was I redid my video on this Hanwei Banshee. It is in 5160 spring steel. This strap I have here is a luggage strap. I put that on. It doesn't, I think it comes with one, but it's like not a very good one. This one I like better. Now, you can hang this upside down. It has a button right here, a push button. And when you push that button, this little dealy bob goes down and it locks in place. Now this I have used. You can tell I've used it. And it's still pretty damn sharp. I got some wet, moist paper here. Let's see how sharp it actually... Yeah. And I don't sharpen this that often. It's a short little blade. I'm not sure how long, but it's long enough. But it's shorter than a katana. And the thing is when you practice with a katana a lot, and then you're like looking at this thing, and you have a tendency to miss, which a lot I did in my other video. I don't keep these things polished. This is a tool. And as a tool, this is like 6 or 7 years old. I have dings and scratches and everything else in the leather handle. It is sometimes hard to index because sometimes you have it handled wrong and you hit the object with a spine. But this is a very tough piece, and it will take that. Trust me. It will take it, and it'll say, may I have another? These are under $200. You can find them. It's about $197. You can find them at Cult of Athena, which they are currently backlogged. You got 2 pins on it. This thing is, and it's peened, meaning it's not threaded or a thin tang. This thing goes all the way through and is peened. This thing is tough. This thing is going to kick ass, and you can lay it out in the weather with this leather and eventually come off, but fucking A, use some duct tape. The sheath is well done, well put together, and you can tell that it's used, and it has, this is like a trunk gun, or a truck gun, you throw it in the back of the car, and you don't worry about it. This is well put together. Look at the end of that. It's steel. And yeah, it rattles. So what? Now, the other good thing about a zombie apocalypse weapon is the zombie tool. Okay? This one, I got the same different strap. It's like a luggage strap. Okay? But the deal with this is the sheath is not going to rot. Now, I ordered that zombie tool, what the hell is that thing called? The Felon. It's a Bowie knife. And I was like, they sell leather sheath, but the thing is, leather rots. And if you're in an environment where you can't always take care of everything, and the best you can do is just oil down your blade, then stay away from leather. This is not going to rot. This blade is a good 6 years old. This is leather. This is aluminum. This handle does not come off. I keep this oiled, and my finish is not like it was. This is the Generation 1 zombie tool, a Katana. I like the choil they have here because I can really choke up on it. But this thing is a fucking beast. And it's not going to fall apart if it gets wet, if it gets rained on, if it you go through a fucking hurricane and you don't have time. Well, I need to get my knife oil. No, it doesn't work that way. Pick your tool for when it's going to last. And not one it's going to fall apart on you because the shit rust and the ray skin falls apart. Now that's what I have to say about picking a zombie weapon. And on that note, I have to go now. I'm terribly busy. I'm watching a movie. We'll see you.